Is that true?
Yes.
IGP, is that true that the police officers who were attached
IGP should
to...
look in the camera. They were arrested just for saying we've not yet been paid.
Is that
and then
true?
You arrest a person.
IGP, is that true that
Yes.
you arrested the police officers who were attached to Honorable Kyagulanyi?
I'm not aware of
How I wish you addressed that a little earlier. He would have responded if
I
you...
would have cross-checked.
Public information.
No, but...
It's in the public domain.
Honorable
Chair.
colleagues,
Not aware.
this is something very important. If you are not aware, how many minutes do you need to consult whoever is responsible? Kindly consult. Those are your staff.
Chair.
Yes? But
Chair, that's information in the public domain, and I'm not so sure that the chief can be here without knowing that. Only that, for me, what I heard is that they were asking them where Kyagulanyi is, and they could not provide the information, and for them, they think they know. So they had to arrest them.
No, but this is something very simple, Chief. Were they arrested or not?
I told you I'm not aware. Also from the honorable members, you see they're giving different versions. This one is about payment. The other one is about...
Yeah, I am straight.
Yeah,
there is only one version.
We shall need to cross-check and I find out. Otherwise, I'm not aware as of now.
If you give me a Didika, no problem.
But IGP, it would be in your interest, because one would get who is in charge of your human resource. Can such officers have such a challenge and you are not aware? Your own officers?
Madam Chair, I told you we have 187 districts and divisions. We have 32 regional police regions. Now, issues of discipline is incumbent upon them. So when they arrest staff for maybe indiscipline on other matters, it's not that we should get to know immediately, no.
Okay.
Because because when you scan the country now, people who have been arrested, there are very many. So I need to know which unit arrested.
IGP, don't smallerize the issue.
I'm not smallerize.
Don't smallerize the issue.
And that's where we are getting, because
issue of bodyguards of a presidential candidate is not a small issue.
If they could
don't smallerize it.
IGP, we are talking about bodyguards of a former presidential candidate. Presidential candidate Nandala Mafabi, Honorable Nandala Mafabi, the chair wants to speak to you. Please. Honorable Nandala Mafabi also received the bodyguards. Were yours returned? Did they return, or you still have them?
They were returned immediately.
They were returned immediately.
So I am alone.
So, and he's aware that they were returned. So we need to know who deployed these bodyguards to presidential candidates so that we can get a direct answer. Who deployed, and if we want to know where these ones are, who do we go to?
Well, we shall establish, but Madam Chair, as you know, elections are not yet over. we are preparing for local LC1 elections and the lower local governments. So we are on yet on stand down.
Why did you withdraw the bodyguards for the presidential candidate Nandala Mafabi when the elections are still on? Why? Honorable Nandala Mafabi, are you the one who surrendered the bodyguards, or they were picked from you?
No, as soon as the results were declared, I think before even the results, the guys were attacking. That's why Basil replaced them immediately and the Choma.
IGP, the beauty with this committee, so the big shots are here. At least we have somebody here to be a witness to most of these occurrences. But IGP, this is a very important matter. You know, a bodyguard to a presidential candidate, my dear. Honorable Nandala Mafabi, you see there, the time if things had worked well, he would have been your boss. You would have been saluting. So if we are asking for a bodyguard of the person who was supposed to be your president, the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, and you claim not to know anything like in an update of whether these were arrested, it's not being fair. Do you have a human resource person here, the person who is in charge of human resource? Yeah, if the person is here in charge of it, because a presidential candidate is not like the other people you deploy in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Hmm?
And the chair,
For us in Zimbabwe, you afforded to beat us, everything was done, and you didn't respond. But for the presidential candidate, at least respond.
Okay, the people who are responsible were under counterterrorism. Maybe the director can.
Director counterterrorism, tell us.
and why is Chituma Rusoke quiet?
Chituma Rusoke has not said anything, and by the
He likes talking and telling lies. They have arrested the people. He said, we don't have them. We go there. Why is he quiet? Chair. Madam Chair. When he likes to talk after he has gone to why is he quiet here? Madam Chair.
A moment, Honorable Song, let him respond. The person who is in charge. Counterterrorism, please respond. A moment, let him first respond.
Chair, I thought you had said that we have no time, we need to have public
Honorable
service.
colleagues, let him respond to this one and we'll close.
In this when we had issues of accountability that are pending on this box. Chair.
No, this is accountability, Honorable. This is accountability. With due respect,
Then we
it's
move on to the
accountability.
next one because the other people are
Counter, a moment, let counter respond.
waiting. Yeah, let's wait. Let's go to
Counter, please respond.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yeah, it's true. The bodyguards were attached to mine, but issues of discipline in units are handled by the individual departments. They are charged, then they can be.
Which department is that then?
That is the IPP, which is under me. I'm also going to consult and find
So
out.
if the IPP is not under you, now you are not aware of the whereabouts of those officers?
I'm going to find out, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
That's why I wanted you
Madam Chair, protect the
Chair.
officer when he's
We shall give the
responding.
feedback.
Madam Chair, some clarification, a small one. Madam Chair, allow. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, my clarification is simple. And I wanted to hear from Honorable Nandala Mafabi whether he has any information that his bodyguards were paid. And I want to hear from him, why does he, the gentleman who was responding, why does he call this one a case of indiscipline when people are asking for their pay?
supplement that.
Honorable Saungu.
You see, Madam Chair and
let-
Mr. IGP, let us be serious on this matter because the type of people we are talking about, they have oath of allegiance. And it's very precedent in the running of their work. But they also have their rights constitutionally. If there is a complaint from them that they are demanding for their payments, the way even others were demanding, those who commanded voting, presiding officers, there must be a way you as the administrators come out to rescue them from their demand. Don't think it was easy to have those policemen moving with us throughout the whole country as we are campaigning with the tear gas, also fighting with you because we were looking for power at that time. So any issue dealing with the police officers and this oath of allegiance, but they are asking for their right, I would pray, whether you talk about VVIP or what, you should take precedent, Mr. IGP, to normalize that challenge. Because the issue with them,
Commandant,
they want their money.
Honorable
And they
Saungu.
fear.
Now let him respond. Sir, what is the update?
Honorable Chair, the payment for that activity comes from Electoral Commission, and even the withdrawal of the teams, it is the Electoral Commission who withdraw them. I beg that I take it up and find out the facts.
No, this is very simple.
happy with that.
We have not discharged you as police. For today, it is a partial discharge. Yeah, you are going to go back. It is a police bond. I'm also, in my own capacity today, I'm giving the IGP a police bond. We need to have a response on that matter, IGP. Kindly follow up. Tomorrow, as we begin the entity, send us somebody to give us a report on that one. Who are we beginning with tomorrow? Consolidated accounts. The finance is going to be here. In the morning, before we begin with finance at 10, send us somebody to give us a report on the officers that were the bodyguards. The spokesperson must speak when the IGP, the spokesperson comes in when the IGP gives permission. IGP, have you given permission to your spokesperson to say anything? You are going to send the person tomorrow to give us an update on the officers that we are talking about. We want to thank you. Honorable colleagues, we want to thank you so much. The team this side, we want to thank you so much. We are humble servants this side, but I just want to remind you, you are non-partisan. Very professional, a disciplined force, a Uganda people's force. Uganda, not a personal force to somebody. Meeting is adjourned. Director, Traffic.
Thank you, Chair and the honorable members. I want to appreciate that right from the beginning, you said the Traffic Directorate has registered improvement. And I want to thank you for noticing that. Madam Chair, whatever we do as the Directorate of Traffic is evidence-led. We established a data unit to analyze all what we do, and so we have accumulated statistics that can inform our decisions. And when you visit us at the traffic and road safety headquarters at Natete, you will see a vibrant data unit, which actually now the country relies on. And because of that, the decisions have been taken basing on the statistics. Whatever we do, anything traffic police does constitute a statistic. And that was our beginning or baseline. Allow me, Madam Chair,
please,
to respond to this issue of welfare first. The welfare of traffic police should be really fast-tracked. I agree. They do not have any special allowance, and we acknowledge that. But Madam Chair, again from our directorate, it came up clear that can we first, as Uganda Police Force, deal with the general welfare of all police officers. For example, accommodation, transport, clothing, and feeding. If these four components are improved and traffic officers are accommodated in police housing, decent police housing units, are transported, are fed, this is the baseline for the improvement of our traffic directorate. And so we fall under these listed components which the Uganda Police Force is trying to improve. I request honorable members, where you get the opportunity, let us have budget for these components such that accommodation, transport, feeding, clothing improves tremendously, and we shall be really moving to the right direction. If funds can allow and that area is properly, dealt with, then tomorrow we can now create a special allowance for these traffic officers. Secondly, I would like to talk about the sirens. Honorable members, this is not the first time I've appeared here and spoken about the misuse of sirens in this country. Last time, I spoke at length, and I remember there was an audio that circulated from what I responded, and it went on. we are not seated, this misuse coming out of government officers that are given security vehicles and turn them into lead vehicles. That is completely wrong. Before elections, this matter was tabled before cabinet by the Minister for Presidency, and the cabinet is yet to pronounce itself. Especially, we have ministers that are given those vehicles, and because of their nature of work, or when they are called for meetings, they now switch them on and they become lead cars. They violate the law. The law, the only right of way as per the laws of Uganda is accorded to the state motorcade only. I want to be clear, I repeat it. It is only the state motorcade that has a right of way, no any other. No any other. I repeat it. It is only the state motorcade. This is it. But the misuse is rampant. Now that it is at the table of cabinet, let us have sanity and we enforce without intimidating my police constables, corporals, sergeants who are intimidated by these big honorables, honorables, to the extent of even boxing them on the road. That kind of impunity should stop. If we don't stop collectively impunity, we shall all benefit from it. And we shall all get negative consequences from that impunity, as the traffic police would have the zeal to stamp out this impunity, and we shall stamp it. Honorable members, this issue of NTR that has come before us, we need to look at it critically. There is what we call independent variable, dependent variable, and intervening variable. Honorable Nandara Mafabi has gone out. I remember he supplemented me when I was using this, explanation to explain this NTR. Honorable Madam Chair, when driver behavior improves, the NTR goes down. When driver behavior becomes intolerable, becomes bad, the NTR will increase. So you should be able to look at this scenario that the NTR collections will depend on driver behavior. And this NTR collections is a dependent variable that depends on this independent variable of driver behavior. And the intervening variable is our enforcement. And we intervene to look at, the balance. Is when NTR increases, you say, hey, let us look at the way we issue receipts. And you will find the receipts have gone up. When the driver behavior improves, you will see less receipts. We should not slide, Madam Chair, that our officers should not target on revenue collection. Our objective is a clear one. Road safety. Every citizen of Uganda should be safe on the roads. So we don't want to slide into that argument of looking and having an objective of collecting NTR. If that one goes on, then you will be given receipts, and some of you will be complaining there is a lot of harassment by traffic officers. Let us balance these issues of enforcement. I want also to lastly maybe say, honorable members,
But you have not talked
automation.
Honorable Song, let him
the
conclude,
party
please.
vehicles that have had accidents
Okay.
in those areas. Yeah, it was very
The
close.
parked vehicles.
Dens, Maya, Natete, Mpigi.
Honorable
Along-
members, if you look at the vehicle growth in this country, is really a good one. If we maintain that growth rate, even if we don't improve it, the vehicles in this country are improving at a tremendous growth. If you look at the motorcycle growth in this country, it's also moving at a very high level. Now, these vehicles will be driven on our roads, they will break down, and they will have collisions on the road. And all of them are coming to the police stations by law. All must report to the police stations before the case are disposed of. These police stations and the land or the space that is there is not expanding at the rate at which the vehicular movement or the vehicular vehicles, the vehicles are expanding. Therefore, we need resources, we need funds to purchase a land where we can put these vehicles and they can be.
Honorable Song, a moment, please. Honorable Taiwa.
Yeah, Chair, thank you. But I think the explanation does not rhyme with the question. Because what the member raised is that in circumstances where you see road or traffic abusers, and that's why he compared it to other countries surrounding us like Rwanda. And yet, the NTR is not going up. Because what you are raising is an ideal situation that when NTR goes down, it means that the offenders have also gone down. But that's not the situation. We are saying where the offenders are going up and we see them visibly, but yet the NTR is also going down or stagnant. That's why I want you to make a comment.
Mr. Afande, just 1 minute, okay? You see, for us, we are trying to find a solution. You know, in the Catholic Church, we always say word and my soul shall be healed. When you say word, our souls get healed. I use Masaka Road. When you go to Maya, there are vehicles which have been there since that roadblock was placed there, whether in good faith or bad faith. If a vehicle has taken 15 years or 10 years, packed, the owner must have abandoned. There is no answer you can give this committee other than giving a promise through the IGP that let us work around to remove these parked vehicles. Because now you are telling us to secure land for you, but police has land. You can't tell me in PG, this road is going to be worked on very soon. We are complaining in Parliament. But vehicles have been parked. Madam Chair used the same road. They are there now for 4 years. Such vehicles, you must use the Solicitor General, the Attorney General, to give you guidance on disposing of such. If somebody abandoned this road, it is 10. I am going to provide you information, Afande IGP, through you, because I use the road. It will not take me hours to find out how many years each vehicle has at Maya. But you are looking for tourism. The roads look ugly because of vehicles that have had accident, which have been arrested as a result of traffic offenses, but the owners abandoned them and you can't find them. So you mean we shall keep those vehicles there?
Thank you, Honorable colleagues.
Give us a remedy to
Let
that.
him conclude within 2 minutes so that we go to other matters.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We shall take the advice of approaching the Solicitor General so that we make the process of disposing them quicker. That one we can
Okay,
take
and you also should take note that you have so many motorcycles parked in your yards.
the same.
Please take note of that. And for those that are within your custody, repair them and give them to our police stations down there, those that don't have motorcycles. The law permits, let's see how we can help local governments in improving in the transport. Honorable colleagues, we close it at that. But during the response, we observe that when you go to our audit report, some of these matters have been looked at, though we are just going to take note of them and respond to a few issues. We shall begin with 3.6, the performance of Barracks administration and management. IGP, the auditor notes that There is inadequate accommodation for Uganda police staff, and that you've spoken to. But for purposes of
Madam
record,
Chair.
yes?
Much as they spoke to that, you know, for us as the representatives of the people, for instance, I raised, if you really come to Kumi police station, the situation is highly wanting. What are you doing about this situation? When are we getting new buildings?
Is going to respond to the same matter while handling this of inadequate accommodation. Uganda Police Force currently has only 1,300 housing units against the entitled staff population of about 20,000, creating a deficit of 18,700. In some cases, officers retain accommodation at previous stations after transfer. You transfer people and they retain accommodation in the previous stations where they came from. Additionally, that is 3.6. Query 3.6, performance of barracks. Additionally, several barracks were found.
It's a different.
3.6.
Which you pay, we don't have that.
3.6, Ma'am, is assessment
3.6 is what?
Implementation.
Assessment of
Implementation of the sub-county policing model.
You get to, I thought you had the main report of the Auditor General. In case you have responses.
3.58.
If it's 3.58 in the responses, go to that. But we are talking about performance of the barracks administration.
Down there.
Look for that in the responses. So we please, Chief, note that several barracks we are found accommodating ineligible officers, ASP and above, further reducing the already limited housing available for the intended category of staff. Yeah, that is not, I mean, you will respond. Weak enforcement of housing allocation rules and monitoring allows occupancy by civilians and accommodation of ineligible ranks. So we find in people who are not supposed to be in barracks occupying them. So, honorable colleagues, and under the same subject, the auditor talks about inadequate barracks performance, where we have poor drainage system and dilapidated structures. This is in Nsambya and Shireka Barracks, among others. There is absence of sanitation attendants in all the police barracks. Lack of grass cutting and compound maintenance tools, inadequate sewage disposal management, inadequate garbage management and disposal. That is it. Under accommodation. In your response, it is 3.51. No, 3.510. In those who have the main report of the Auditor General, it is 3.6. In future, you don't have to change this. As you make responses, please always follow the Auditor General's report. So why do you have staff that are ineligible in barracks? Why do you have civilians? I don't know whether these are your relatives. Why do you, sir, bring your relatives who are not police personnel in barracks?
Sewage overflowing.
Sewage overflowing, all those. Honorable, so why don't we give them respond, then you come in later? Sir, respond.
Honorable Chairperson, it's true. Currently, police is facing a housing challenge, both in quantity and the status of accommodation. So over the years, management has taken deliberate steps to come up with different options to address the problem. We have, in the financial under review, we constructed 420 units in Naguru Barracks. And we also constructed 100 modular apartments in Ntinda Barracks. Currently, a total of 1,200 units are being constructed in Naguru and Ntinda Barracks. Another 2,000 units are being constructed countrywide under the sub-county policing model. Construction of the 120 apartments in Entebbe and Jinja Barracks is still ongoing and will soon be completed. Similarly, there is a plan to construct 1,200 units in Cheka and 2,400 units in Zambia, and then 600 units as a fire brigade. There is also a plan to construct 1,600 units, which we are going to start in the coming financial year. And about the illegal occupation, we have set up a committee under Barracks administration to reorganize.
First of all, is that true that we have civilians in barracks? And what is the implication?
Honorable Chairperson, these people we are talking about are children of police officers who have exceeded the age of being children.
So you give them accommodation?
So those are the people that we have been having on humanitarian grounds, but really they are straining the barracks. And we are advising our staff that when somebody is above 25 years, they shouldn't be staying in a barracks.
Now,
a moment, please. So it is true that we have civilians in the barracks, but they are relatives of the police officers.
It would do.
But do you accommodate a separate unit? Because what we are talking about is, do you accommodate a separate unit to for example, a child that has grown, all my relative that comes from out, do you allocate an independent unit to that person?
No, some of them have self-help houses, which also strain the space in the barrack.
They constructed their own.
Yeah.
So do you allow the officers to construct houses within the barracks? What do your guidelines in regard to accommodation within barracks say? Am I at liberty to come and by any standard to construct anything of my own choice?
No, Honorable Chair, there are laws of necessity which we all appreciate, because government has not been able to provide adequate accommodation, like I said, in terms of quantity. So there are instances where people have self-help houses, which you all know, and this is what we are trying to deal with.
What happens when you transfer me when I've constructed the house in a barracks? What happens if I'm given transfer?
That's where I had my issue.
Yeah, you leave the house and go where you live.
Yeah, is it as simple as that? PS, is it as practical as you are saying? You know, PS, let's stop being casual when we are responding to some of these issues, because you very much know if somebody constructed a house on their own, much as you transfer them, I doubt whether it is just a giveaway. It can't be. So let's not casually respond, please.
Chair, we do not regulate self-help houses because they are not legally put by government.
But you should be concerned. If we took a visit to Mbuya, to Zambia, to see how the place, because you must get concerned of the security and the safety of the people you accommodate. It is in your interest.
Yes, Chair, and that's why we are saying that efforts are being made to reorganize the barracks. When we rolled out the sub-counties, we moved personnel, and we have put up accommodation at the sub-counties. Currently, 2,000 units will be available by the end of this financial year. So we hope to deal with that problem with time.
Honorable Saungu.
I think, Madam Chair and Mr. Counting Officer, the area of interest here is related to transfers. Now here you are. It is about your duty to carry out due diligence on your staff and those within the barracks. Because if someone has children who are now 18 years, and some resemble their father so much who was transferred, there is no reason why this child stays in the house where the father left. But if the father is transferred from Mbuya over Chibuli to Kalungu, he must go with all his goods to Kalungu, including the 18 and above. And I do pray that such issues should not be appearing in your audits. Any transfer of a staff should not leave. We know what happens in police barracks. Some of us who taught there for some time. People have established businesses there. And as they are transferred, they think their business must also stay behind, which is not bad. Because as a civil servant, from a teaching perspective, if I have a canteen within the barracks where I'm earning some for my children's fees, transferring me is painful. But I would request the IGP, kindly, we can't waste time on this issue. Take due diligence on your staff. A transfer should be a transfer. Because he is denying this person coming to use the same facility where he has been living at the time when he is being transferred. And these such areas for audit would not be appearing. I think, Madam Chair, that's my area of concern. But once he talks about children who are above 18, in the Ugandan system, the Bazungus will throw away their children. You can't go back to their home. But in Uganda, until a child has got what to do, they will always stay with their fathers, despite the challenges they have at the age time.
So, PS, these are operational issues.
Yeah, the operation.
Take note of the inadequate maintenance, the drainage, poor drainage system, and in Zambia has had that problem for quite some time. Lack of grass. Now, how do grass cutting come here? Your police officers should also be fair on them for themselves, because some of these it is self-help. But I mean, grass in the compound should also come to the Public Accounts Committee. You can give free services to other people. We see police officers slashing compounds of people. So can't they slash for themselves? The inadequate sewage disposal. But this is on your part. Kindly do ensure that your people are safe. How do you provide safety to us when you cannot protect yourselves? You can't take care of yourselves, then you convince the community that you can protect us and our property when you can't take care of yourselves. So this is a self-indictment on your part as police. Kindly make sure your people are safe. Safety for self, then you look at us later. So please, we extend our disappointment on the way the barracks of Zambia. Zambia is a serious issue, and is it Chireka? Those two should be looked at. And if we've had time, we are supposed even to go to Mbuya today to see how that place is without giving you notice, because we realize when we give you some notice, we will find you when you have slashed. You will call the sewage people to come and take the sewage. That is what you normally do. So, honorable colleagues, we shall see how to handle. But please,
we need to visit that place.
The Mbuya.
Last time we went to wax here. Let's also go to Mbuya. Let's go to Zambia.
Then we have to hurry because we have public service at exactly.
Let's hurry, actually.
So we take note of the welfare of our comrades in uniform, but please, the bosses, also take note, because we know it is in your interest. Then, honorable colleagues, this sub-county policing model, we have talked about it.
Talk about the washrooms in these facilities. I chair the Uganda Parliamentary Forum on wash. The issue of washrooms in our barracks is a crisis. We need to take action on this.
That is part of this. Then we are looking at the sub-county policing model. The auditor takes note of staffing requirements for implementation of the model. The auditor takes note of inadequate transport requirement for the model. The auditor also talks about the inspection of the sample of sub-counties in Masaka region. This was in Sembabule, Bukoma Nsimbi, Lyantonde, Raka, Ichotera, Kalungu. Yes, when you go to the areas that were inspected, and when you look at the structures here, the photographic evidence, I doubt whether that would be, this would give an impressive picture of how the Uganda police should be. So, please, PS, respond to this matter. You've been telling us about the model, but you seem not to be prepared for it. The performance is alarming.
We have moved.
For personnel, you are performing at 30%.
Yeah, like I said, we recruited the 10,000 PPCs who are currently undergoing training, anchored on this sub-county model. And we hope that in July, they will be out of the training school and we shall deploy them. Honorable Chairperson, you realize that when they sampled those areas, we
first speak to the transport flow chronologically. You are done with the staffing. Go to the transport. That is only 57% from the 3,000. You only have, however, 3,115 motorcycles have been distributed to the 32, leaving a shortfall of 2,341.
Out of this shortfall, we have received another consignment of 1,000 motorcycles currently, and when we come back here next time, the status will have changed. The problem has been that registration of motorcycles is slow lately because they changed the registration regime.
What did the people of Chidepo do to you not to have any motorcycle? The people of Mount Moroto, they have nothing.
No, by the time of audit, they did not have, but the situation has since changed.
How many did you supply?
We have given, I'm not sure of the numbers now, but at least there is no district without a motorcycle as of today.
But you look at the numbers and the fairness in distribution of these motorcycles. When you look at them, some of this distribution really, when you look at the Elgon area, Mudim is out, but the Elgon is a bit okay. Because when you look at the population versus the motorcycles they have, the Elgon can say at least, but KMP East, 92 out of 247. Look at the fairness in terms, you know what you rely on to distribute. But some areas are underserved. I was looking for mine.
No, Honorable Chair, these two which do not have, seemingly don't have anything, actually have other facilities. This is us to area where we have mobility in some form, not necessarily from the new motorcycles that we're procuring. And that's Chidepo and Mount Morot.
But you look at the distribution for Masaka West.
Masaka West has a shortage of 42.
No, 46.
Maybe they could tell us the criteria. What is the criteria?
What is the criteria?
The first criteria was availability of police presence where we need to put the motorcycles, and then also the crime rate.
Yes, there are areas that have really benefited from you, but we proceed with inspection. You see, Bushenyi, but all is okay. Inspection of a sample of sub-counties in Greater Masaka. Look at Chotera, look at Rakai, Bukomansimbi, in those photographic evidence. In these areas, there are some good things and a few challenges. Like Mutukula, the units of accommodation are there. 18 officers were posted. Just the motorcycle only, but there was even a counter phone. How do you expect these people of Jotera to work without furniture? Jotera no furniture, Rakai no furniture, Bukomansimbi no furniture. No furniture for Zimbabwe. There is no water. Kindly take note of these observations and ensure that you work upon them. It's not a matter of arguing. Take note and ensure that you put good some of these queries that are being raised. Assessment of the marine unit, the marine police unit and its operation. Honorable colleagues, for those who come from the waters, one of the underfunded sections is the marine. Inadequate financial resources. During the period under review, marine policing had a budget of 16.69 billion, of which only 804.30 million, that is 4% of the budget, was released and spent for implementation of planned activities. What happened to the budget for marine? Because normally it is people who do it. You'll have tear gas as a funded priority. You'll have marine unfunded. At times, they also, the way they prioritize matters. Marine has no money, but tear gas you will have.
Actually, Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Seung.
I can tell them this. When His Excellency Kyagulanyi went to Kalangala, when he went to the other island, police was stuck. You never had the boats. You gathered him everywhere. But he had his boat ready, and he went to Bukasa Island, free of any police officer or any control by the government police. And he enjoyed his day there. A big rally, no stopping him, until he came back and he found you where he left you, because he never had a marine. So, I think what the chair is saying is very true. So,
P.S., why is the marine police unit underfunded to that extent? 4.8%, 0.5. Yes, Honorable Silas.
The auditor complaining about the activities which were not carried out. So maybe
inadequate availability and allocation of workforce. The other one is inadequate accommodation of designated office undesignated office space, absence of docking and maintenance facilities, inadequate marine vessels and equipment. We have the physical inspection of these facilities where they are kept. So let him go one by one. First of all, comment on the inadequate funding. What did the Marine Police do to you, Mr. PS? Yeah, because I mean, these are orphans, they are widows. What did they do to you? Because you don't move on water, so for you, even if, you know, PS response.
No, on our chairperson, the issue of Marines is not that we did not prioritize it. What happened is that we wanted to acquire capital assets for Marines, and therefore we did not give them the funding because we were procuring centrally new capabilities like boats. We have bought them new boats for enhancing operations across the waters of Uganda.
So that means that the funding that there is, the 4.5% was enough for the operation? Is it what you want to mean?
That's what we provided because we wanted to acquire the assets.
Did we buy the boats?
Assets. Yes.
Now let's proceed ahead. Yes, Honorable Occupier Elijah.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I want to speak on the part of the Lake Kyoga. Yes, you could have acquired assets, but like the one that is operating in Kagwaro, Lake Kyoga, I remember we ever brought it to your attention. How can you have a 9 horsepower engine for their boat, yet the people who are stealing things have 20 horsepower? So they can't catch up with them. I brought this to your attention that as you're acquiring these things, please take note of that. You can't give them the 9, 15 horsepower. The people who are pirating on the Lake Kyoga are using 20, 30 horsepower. So they can't chase them. The other one's 2 or 3 times the speed of this one. Yours should be the fastest. So in the end now, they end up sometimes using the water ambulance that we secured. That's to help them in the case of those things. But that should not be the case. You need to look at as you do look at the assets.
Take note of that, Honorable Chair.
You take note, the audit also on inadequate availability and allocation of workforce. The auditor notes that you have no approved staffing structure for Marine.
No, we have a structure. The issue is the staffing.
No, read the query properly. Review of the Marine Police Unit of Operations revealed that there is no approved staffing structure to show the number of staff required for effective operations of the unit. The auditor noted that Marine Police, the unit has 33 detaches covering all the water bodies, a workforce of 316 personnel, including the headquarters.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, you can read the concluding paragraph of the auditor. Within there, the auditor acknowledges that there is an establishment of 2015 which provides for staffing levels.
An establishment of 2015. But if the auditor says there was no approved staffing structure. But in any case, if we took that of 2015, considering the current environment, can it serve the purpose?
No, generally, Honorable, we have a staffing issue, and I have explained that even with the 10,000, still the police population ratio will remain 1 to 700. So that's the reason we keep appealing to Parliament to allow us to recruit on replacement basis and sometimes get manpower. It's a
yes, Honorable Silas.
I think if the auditor is complaining about lack of a staffing structure, we should first concentrate on that, because it gives you direction on the gaps, what you need, what you don't have, so that you can fix the gaps. So why don't you tell this team whether you have it and why you didn't show the Auditor General? Because by that time you should have showed them that the staffing structure is here. So it shouldn't have become a query. Shouldn't have become a query.
Yeah, because even if you had presented that of 2015, could be, you would have said there is no updated what? But no,
you would have said it's updated days or many days, but it was there.
Because you see, Chair, because that will enable you to know how many personnel you need. But now, the Auditor General is quoting your policy that there is no approved structure. Maybe if there was a problem, can you tell us what's the personnel needed according to the structure that you say you have? What is the human?
PS seem not to agree with us. PS, proceed with leave paragraph 1, go to 2 that begins with the discussion, go to 3 that says, although the staffing levels could not be authentically assessed without an established staffing structure for the Marine unit.
Chair, I would like to request you that we go back and conclude with this, because even if they are going to ask for money, we are now entering into a budgeting process. And therefore, for him to ask even for the stuff that he needs, he has to give us the structure. So if we just leave and say, well, let's proceed to the next one, I think
we are not proceeding. It is the same issue.
Us. Let the PS give us the staffing structure so that we look at it and see how viable it is to look for money for the staff.
Honorable Melo, we are on the same issue, only that he seemed not to agree with us when we said the auditor said there is no structure. That's why I was reading in paragraph 3 that gives details of him not having a structure.
Yeah.
But we are still on the same item.
Yeah, that's why we're insisting, because we are going to the budgeting period. Can we know that the human resource required according to the structure that you say you have? Such that by the time we are looking at the policy statement, the budgeting, we know that this is according to the approved structure, according to the police marine structure, this is the personnel that they need, this is the number. Provide this amount of money. Provide this amount of money.
Do we have the structure?
Honorable Chair, we have the old structure of 2015, but currently the audit also notes we are undertaking a restructuring exercise.
But under Secretary,
to align the current needs with the numbers. At the time of the policy statement, I will provide the structure.
If I was you, I wouldn't have responded. It's now 11 years. 2015. This is 2026. I wouldn't even say it.
No,
I think you give us now, when can we have now the...
Honorable, we are undertaking restructuring. That's one. But secondly, over the years, government has been shifting policy on manpower recruitment. You know, there was even a complete ban. Even for the 10,000 that we recruited, there was a special leave of cabinet that we actually got under the subcounty model. Otherwise, there is a ban that you all know about recruiting people.
No, that's why Madam Chair, just to find out, at what level are we now?
So where are we?
Where are we?
We're on 3.72.
No, we are about the staffing.
The structure. Where are we now?
PS and the team.
At what level? It's okay, that's understandable, but at where are we now? What is the current status?
We need to stretch a bit.
Madam.
It's okay.
Madam Chair.
It's okay.
Madam Chair.
We would just love to find out.
Coach Bob is around. The PS needs to stretch a bit, but also to inform the officers this side that we have some tea kindly.
Madam,
it's okay.
Let us stretch a bit. No, please let us stretch. You'll ask us to come back.
Okay.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this has been one of the most interesting parts of this engagement. A situation where the commanders from police will take command from the civilians. And they act. Yes, and that is what the Constitution says. So we expect you always to take it that way. Allow the civilians to take lead through the law. And you obey and implement. How the world will be so beautiful and good. But again, when you go back from here, you change the road. You change.
Okay, honorable colleagues, I beg that we do proceed. We are on inadequate accommodation and designated office space.
Chair.
SC,
Chair.
please, JB, SC. They have put.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable Lokil.
Yeah, Chairperson, I would really request, because when I see this thing of police, there's a lot of inadequacies in what, missing, absent, what. This is basically, I've heard from the PS, he has no control of the structures. He doesn't, he says the old one, as if the new one is there. Even when you ask him what is the status, he cannot give because the control on the structure is not there. They say there is this one, or is it the Subcounty model or whatever. It means anything happens to their structures. And now when you are saying inadequate, and what is the yardstick that we are using to measure the inadequacy, the absence, and yet the structure is not there to use for measuring? This is really
Honorable, thank you. He takes note of the importance of having an approved and updated structure for the marine unit. Inadequate accommodation and designated office space. Most of the marine officers are accommodated in ungazetted housing areas under bad condition, which may affect their emergency response time and generally have a direct negative impact on the performance of their marine duties. How far have you gone with ensuring that the marine staff sleep, in decent houses? Yes.
Answer they go. According to me, when you look at the complaints from Auditor General, it looks to me like marine services have been abandoned. So there's no clear focus on it in terms of planning and budgeting. They are talking about docking places. They are talking about accommodation, everything nearly. So can we maybe ask the IGP to do something and give focus on marine, because there are complaints across the board.
And please, as we proceed.
Madam Chair, like we have already mentioned, we have embarked on improvement of accommodation.
Okay.
That includes even the marines. But we have a bit of a challenge, especially at Kigo, because that land belongs to the Buganda Land Board, and actually they are threatening to chase us away from there. So we are still trying to negotiate. We are still trying to negotiate and settle the issue of the land, after which we can go into development, Madam Chair.
Okay, so honorable colleagues, we take note that accommodation challenge is being handled across board for all the UPF staff. Inadequate uniform and protective gear. Lack of uniform and adequate protective gear affects marine police operations, majorly the provision of emergency rescue services, and puts staff life at risk. Honorable colleagues, when you look at the details of table 22, showing shortage of equipment. Number one, special uniform. The need is 316. They don't have any. Number two, life rings. They need 100. They only have 47. Life jackets. The need is 316. They have 10. Life raft. These are life rafts. You will explain to us what are these. They need 10. They don't have any. Man kit. They need 40. They only have 11. So how can these ones protect others when for them they are not protected?
Madam Chair, like the Undersecretary said, by the time of this audit, most of our procurements had not arrived. But most of the things mentioned there, they have received them. We have even bought some diving suits for them as well. So
you have bought some diving suits.
Yeah.
Now, for this one, you will need to provide evidence of the action taken. Yeah, because you cannot just take raw answers.
But also, Madam
we
Chair,
shall provide.
Yes, Honorable Silas.
IGP is well aware that the period we are handling is 2024-2025. So whatever comes after that is a hearsay. Because we are simply trying to say, let the auditors go back to the field. They will go back for 2025, 2026. It's a different thing. So the way they found you, they found you anyway, not ready.
And one would ask, in circumstances of lack of this, under circumstances where they didn't have this, what did they, I mean, how did they operate by then? You put their life at risk. How do you, we shall assume that we have the marine units, yet practically they are not there. You enforce us to have life jacket on water, but your people, the marine, do not have. So how can you enforce a law on others, yet you also cannot, comply with the law? So let's hope that something has been done, but this is yes, Honorable Bish.
You see, Chair, when you look at the response on page 47 about this matter, management is saying that the UPF always provides uniform. They are telling you that the things are not there. For you are saying you are always providing uniform and equipment for the marine unit as per the budget. What does that mean? This is a very casual response. All these that are lacking, when you say, for example, life jackets, here to me are the most useful. You need 316. You have only 10. So the issue is, number one, what are the priorities for the force? Number two, we would wonder if really something of this nature, which is very important for the force, is just looked at as if it is useless. And then, as you said earlier, you are buying tear gas, you're buying what? But protective gears, zero. And you're saying you're always providing as per the budget. How do you do your budgeting? That's number one.
You didn't complete the response. You should have read it up to the end. The UPF always provides uniform and equipment for the marine unit as per the budget. However, we appreciate the observation of the auditor, and we will review this matter to have it budgeted for in the next financial year.
Chair, what I was trying to say is that, one, the way the management is handling issues and responding is very casual. And two, there is need for prioritization of very important issues as opposed to, budgeting for things which are not very useful to the force.
And if one asks really the special uniform, how can you lack any? Out of the 316, nothing. And with this distribution of the 10, what are life rafts? What are these? The one where you didn't have anything, IGP. What are life rafts? Are they the shoes, the socks?
Madam Chair, they need to explain all the table. Because even money kits, what about the woman kits, if they are there? So there are many things we need to understand.
What is a man kit? Who is in charge of marine here? We would like to see the person in charge of marine. Chief, who is the person in charge of marine here? Do we have the person in charge of marine, sir?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Who is representing the marine sector?
Honorable Chair, I'm representing.
In which capacity?
I'm representing the Director Operations.
What is your title?
Which Marine Force?
Your current title, sir?
Commissioner Operations. Madam.
The commissioner looks good compared to the unit and the way it is. The commissioner is very happy. The commissioner, much as others have no uniform, the commissioner has very happy. So anyway, that was on a lighter note. But please, Commissioner, go in the table and explain a few of these things. If one asks about the special uniform, explain what is that special uniform and what is the impact of not having it to the safety of the Marine team.
Ma'am,
Yes.
before the officer comes, you will recall in our last engagement with the police. For those of you who were here, they told us that they were receiving uniforms which were going to be supplied to all police officers and staff. I don't know whether that included these uniforms they are talking about now, and whether those uniforms were actually supplied.
No, he's available. Let him respond.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The classification of the uniform, part of the special uniform includes kits which are used for diving, and then the normal uniform like what we are putting on. The special uniform is a kit which is used for diving, and
You
it's
know-
waterproof and it has other attachments to it.
IGP, when a colleague was submitting about recognizing the traffic and the work they are doing, you ably told us, you people, there are many of our officers doing the great job. Our people dive. I want you to speak to this. They have no diving kits, but they dive. How do they dive?
Madam Chair, like I mentioned, that we have procured them after realizing that what they had were few and some had
They didn't
worn
have
out.
any, according to the record.
No. We had them, but they were few and a bit old. You know, some of these suits you don't risk, especially when they are old.
Chair.
So we now have diving suits, which came, of course, after this. That's why we are saying we procured some equipment, including the boats that he has mentioned.
Yes, Honorable Amero.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I don't know whether the Auditor General concocted these figures and put it on the paper here, because as per the item on table 22, it is clearly showing us there's need for this, available, there's a note, 0. And the shortage is the same amount that is needed. But now the IGP tells us that they are there, but they are old. Yes, we see they are old because I can see the commissioner is putting on a faded uniform now. Really, I can see it from the rest of the uniforms you see here. My eyes have showed me that his is faded, and therefore, Madam. No,
Could be that is the color for Marine.
Maybe it is special. Maybe it is special. Madam Chair, I take note, maybe it is special as they are calling it. But for me, my interest is on the figures that have been provided here. Because if we go ahead and begin arguing, when the facts are on paper, black and white, you had the time to reply, you had a meeting to close the issues, and you did not give the issues as required, then what are we for? What are we doing here?
Chief, take note that these people need to be given these assorted equipment for purposes of executing their assignment. But we wanted him to tell us what do you mean by these life rings? The chief, the chief marine, the chief diver. You tell us.
Madam Chair, as he talks about the rings, at least let them take it very serious that this is special uniform, at least in the next financial year.
They are saying they are
sure
bought.
there is something.
Honorable
It's
Silas
bad to have a
is
zero.
saying they have bought, is going to distribute. That is the
That
commitment.
is just for audit queries.
No, we said he's going to bring evidence.
Mm.
He's going to provide evidence of what he purchased. Yeah, he's going to provide evidence. So, yeah, Chief Diver, please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The life rings are circular equipment that is tied to the boat and it
Okay.
is used to enable floating.
Then
Also in case of emergencies.
the life jackets are known. Then the life rafts.
The life rafts are used to carry out evacuation in case of an accident.
Okay.
So they are also attached to the boats.
The man kit.
But they don't have any. Madam Chair, number 4.
No, we've noted, Honorable Silas, we've noted they don't have any, and they said they are going to buy. They have bought. That's why we said they bring evidence.
Of course, I wanted to put I wanted to put my voice there so that they know the gravity of the matter.
Okay.
Out of 10 budgeted, we have 0. Can't we really put an effort? Because if you are going to save life and we don't have even 1, that is really so serious. Let's do something.
Honorable colleagues, we take note of absence of docking and maintenance facilities.
Chair.
We take note of inadequate marine vessel and
Chair.
equipment use.
Chair, on that marine thing, I think I would also invite, I think the committee needs to visit the headquarters of the marine unit, yeah, and other places, because on these lakes, Lake Albert, you know how people are drowning and dying. The police will be there to save on Lake Kyoga, on Lake Victoria. Kigo is very near. You can start with the Kigo. So I think it is very important, such that even because now they're giving you explanation verbal on here, you can also have the opportunity to see them physically. What is a life raft? What is this? Because you are able to appreciate. Yeah, because it's really embarrassing that if they are not there completely. Because these are very key things, like on the main big lakes like Lake Victoria and Lake Albert. You really needed this to help them, because if there's any problem like these guys who drowned there, how would the police rescue?
Thank you, Honorable. We've taken note, and we are going to consider the request and see how we can get there soon. Save for the marine headquarters, we also need to go to this in Zambia. Zambia Barracks and Chireka.
Chair, most of the time we may get information from staff, like we have internal auditor here. I had someone introducing himself as the internal auditor. We would like to know, do you do your work? Do you do reports? Are these things accurate? Because, you know, you have a professional duty of care to tell the truth. So he could maybe, some of these issues, he could tell us. If they say they are both.
You know, Bish, that officer can only speak on permission of the accounting officer who is in charge.
Yes, that's what we are.
So we request that the officer, currently, the accounting officer is ably answering his questions. When he gets there, he will delegate. But honorable colleagues, we have to move because we have public service. Absence of docking and maintenance facilities.
That one. That one.
Currently, the unit has 5 speedy boats stationed at Chigo headquarters. However, the old and dilapidated dock can only accommodate 4 of the boats. As a result, 1 boat is docked at Serena Hotel, where the unit deploys personnel around the dock to secure it. During the financial under review, UPDF procured an additional 4 speed boats at a cost of 6.4 billion, but there are no mariners to dock them. Keeping the boats in dry dock reduces their lifespan, since boats are meant to be in water. In addition, dry docking increases the risk of theft and boats during the of the boats and damage. So, sir, comment? Yes, Honorable Silas.
I don't think there's anything new that is going to come from across. I would really think that it's very, very important that we pay a visit to those places, so that the government also sees the need to give you money, so that we move together. This is for your good, by the way. We should visit the place. So, okay. Madam Chair, we are waiting for your directive. When are we going?
Yeah.
We want to go and make the noise from that side.
After the meeting. After this evening. Chair.
Yes.
I also sit in the Committee of Fiscal Infrastructure, and you could have seen last week we commissioned 2 ferries on Lake Kyoga. I was tasking the Ministry of Works, how could they provide such facilities and they are still docking on the Maram? The docking is Maram. I think this problem cuts across across the ministries, because I don't think even the military. Now it have seen also police. They have the boats, they have this, but the dockings are not there. Go to Minister of Works. One time in Nakiwogo here in Entebbe, we were going to Kalangala. There were tourists who had come from Germany. When they saw where we were docking, they say, no, if this is in Entebbe, what about where we are going? They refused to board. Sure. And they cancelled they are going to. So I think the recommendations that will come from this committee will also reinforce the recommendation from the Committee of Fiscal Infrastructure. Government should really put money to this docking first. It's like you having a plane and there's no airport. Yeah? You are having buses, trucks, and there are no bus parks. Yeah? You just behave like borders. You just dock anywhere. I think we need we need to push government to provide these docking facilities.
Thank you, Honorable Saungu.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I think whether we visit or we don't, the evidence is given by the auditors. But the challenge, Mr. IGP and accounting officer, is that you bought these vessels very expensively, but they are going to be wasted away because of poor docking. And the whether Buganda Kingdom, already you have these vessels there. The issue is looking for funds through the procedures you know better than us. Push finance to give you money. You dock your boats very well. Because if they are wasted away, again the auditor will say you put them to, it is wasteful expenditure. And I think as a committee, what we need to push in our recommendation is you getting funds. Why did you buy these boats? Because there was a problem. And the problems are still persistent. But if we think of visiting, still the status quo is the same. But can't you, in your own financials, look for money to dock these boats properly? Because you use that. We have seen even people without business people keep their boats in the water. But they have, I don't know whether you call them ropes, which are stretched up to the anchor, and then the boats are away. Otherwise, for me, I see whether the department running this particular
thank you, Honorable.
is not coming out strongly too.
Honorable colleagues, we take note of the vulnerability of the marine unit of the Uganda Police. PS had committed that most of the money was spent on vessels, but the auditor says you have inadequate marine vessels and equipment. So where did you put the money?
You see, you cannot buy boats without having what you asked about to rafts and what have you. Those are necessities on boats because they are the ones to evacuate people in water in case the boat is down. And all of those are necessities. The answer you are not giving this committee is how you are working around the clock to have these things settled. Otherwise, when I was talking about traffic, now I'm at the area of water. The challenges are the same, but definitely it's you under your leadership, Mr. IGP and your team, to come out and give attention to this. This committee is more interested in seeing how you have pushed the finance to give you money to legalize these areas, and they have failed. Yet money was given to buy them. Then we can put the others to test and explain the same.
Honorable Susan, as we conclude on this.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, whereas we're talking about emergency responses, and we had before this committee the issue of the aircraft, and I've not seen it, whether it has been cleared or whether it is being kept under the carpet or something. The police, the police Airwing, I've not heard anything about it, and I have a lot of interest in understanding that because not really because of Soroti Flying School.
IGP, take note, you are going to respond to that. Honorable colleagues, we need to move. Chief, you are saying you bought vessels. The auditor says you don't have vessels. Honorable colleagues, when you go to table 23, the marine vessel, yes, please.
Let's hear about the airway.
The airway.
Yes.
I request that let you conclude. Okay.
Let's hear something about it, because last time it was an audit query we raised here, we were not given satisfactory answers. So I would love to hear about it.
Yeah. I want to agree with the Honorable Amero, Chairperson, because there have been issues surrounding the Airwing. We even wanted to know whether that plane, which had been bought and it has not been operating, and they wanted to sell it at now at much lower price, or they have battered it. So I think the Auditor General shouldn't have omitted this, because there were issues which were carried forward from last time, because we have some information from those who are from that Airwing regarding the issues of Airwing. So we would have, I don't know, opportunity at this time to really understand whether the corrective measures they told us last time, both in this committee and the committee of
Honorable, thank you. That's why I was requesting, let him conclude on the marine, then he answers the other question of the air wing. So conclude on this table. You said you spent most of your money in buying the vessels, but when you look at the table, I mean, it is.
Chairperson, we have bought 4 new boats in addition to the existing 40. And our plan is that we continue buying over the medium term and try to cover at least most of the waters, because there are 33 touches on the waters, and we would like to establish presence there. But the budget limitations do not allow us to acquire all these assets at once, just like the pickups.
But when it comes to the issue of the night vision, what is the night vision thing where you have 0? You can't work at night. It is not necessary. The chief from the Marine, what is the use of this night vision?
Thank you, Honorable. The night vision is used mostly in search and rescue operations, which may extend beyond the sunlight hours. So currently, how are you handling this? You don't have cases under that, so that, I mean, you don't need it?
You remember the issue of balance?
We need it,
Honorable, at night.
So, PS, take note. You cannot have 0 on the night vision. You people. We have expired tear gas in your stores, but you cannot buy these night vision things for the people on Marine. Yes, Honorable.
Madam Chair, we have sat here for a long time. The officers before us have been here for a long time. Most of the questions nearly look similar. I don't know procedurally whether it's not okay that we take them by their responses written, because we also have another team before us, and the team here has not eaten. We have not had even lunch. Not that we want to compromise on the quality of work.
Chair.
Thank you, Honorable. We take note. We take note. Though the Marine was a little unique from the others, and you know how water transport people are suffering. So kindly, when we speak to their issues, it is the PS Agri has decided to make them orphans in their own territory. That's why I was surprised when I saw the diving officer happy, very happy, very happy. But all Chair. So as we conclude,
Chair, before we conclude,
Mr. AGP.
Thank you, Chair.
Some of
a moment, Bish. Let's Honorable say. But in
Madam
summary,
Chair,
because we need
summary,
to.
of course, there are things that should not be appearing in your audits. Really, a binoculars, that you, instead of 33, you have 1. Even you can buy it from Jumia. Jumia here, it is at 70,000. There is one which is 1 million. I pray that when you appear before this committee, for those who will be in the same committee, some of these things should not appear, police officers. A binoculars, a diving set, a diving materials, sincerely.
Honorable colleagues, thank you. We take note.
Then
the issue of the plane.
Chair. No. You are given an opportunity. I have an issue here. On this page 3, Chair, there is a very important matter. Page 3 of the responses.
What's there?
There is a mischarge. Chair, and it's a lot of money. I don't know if we are all there on page 3.
So is it a different query?
Yes, it is a very different query.
Kindly hold on, hold the fire. We are proceeding in the next few minutes. You'll have that one covered. So honorable colleagues, as we move, we take note of the domestic arrears.
Chair.
Oh, let him respond to the issue of the air.
Yeah. But also, Chair, I really first want to appreciate the way you're putting these issues of water into seriousness. You see, for us who come from the water areas, day and night you lose people. It's always the police that rescues us. So it's not a wastage of time when you put public service that is coming. They're only there to appoint and disappoint people. But this one's about life. This one's about life of people. So I want to thank you for we put interest in it. Because even when you try to look at the photos here of the docking facilities, they are so embarrassing. The one the Auditor General has put here, when you look at them. So I think we need to put more emphasis on that. But that's the handle the issue of the Airwing.
Madam Chair, about the aircraft that was the subject of this committee, we agreed that as police management, we revamp the aircraft and make it serviceable. And currently, there is a contract going on to have it serviceable, with the hope that it will even help us for policing during the upcoming AFCON. So the idea of selling it actually, Chair, was not material that time. It was because we had challenges at the time and we did the market sounding. I want to explain to Honorable Cooper here. We never intended to sell that aircraft. Those were just speculations. You'll soon see that aircraft in service, because now the challenge of having it landing on only paved surface is what is being handled.
Now, the beauty with this committee, honorable colleagues, part of the places that we shall go to and the items to inspect is that very aircraft.
Yeah, it is.
We shall come and look at it. Let's not spend a lot of time on that.
I've never seen it pass the skies for a long time now.
Chair, I thought the Undersecretary would have given us first of all a brief on how many aircraft, how many helicopters do we have? Then this other single engine or twin engine that you have, and the state. Because now we have brought the issue of AFCON. Why don't you use that to ask for more money? Because you need them. This is an opportunity for you to acquire the things. Because I remember even the few that you acquired now, we used the opportunity of Chogam at that time to push Minister of Finance to give you money. So we have now an opportunity for us to demand and say, no, we are going to have AFCON, we need these aircraft, we need these helicopters, we need life jackets, we need these life jackets, we need these motorcycles, we need what? Use this opportunity.
Honorable Cooper, you are encouraging that we normally buy when we have special events. Because equally we, the Ugandans...
Not encouraging. It's a bonanza now. Because if they have failed when there are no activities, we can take advantage of that.
We take advantage of... Honorable colleagues, as we proceed to the last issues, Bishop shall come to your mischarge, but we pick interest in item 3.4, land management. Land management is 3.4. I don't know in the responses, I don't know which page it is, but check. 25, they are telling me it's 25. The follow-up on the land issues, we have the land located at Kabalagala. We have land at Natete, Mukono. What is, update us on Kabalagala land? 25 of the responses. And in Naguru.
Honorable Chair, that issue of Kabalagala was resolved and the boundaries were opened. The people who wanted to claim that land, but none of them had evidence of ownership. So we are the
bring evidence that it was resolved. Take note. Bring evidence. What of Naguru?
But Madam Chair, if I saw like some part of the land is occupied by squatters, is that a different one?
It is the one he's saying that they have handled the issue. So you will have to submit evidence.
The squatters.
No, we are processing the title. We should be able to get it very soon.
Chair.
Then Naguru?
Naguru has, Honorable Chair, I think you have noticed, we have even put a perimeter wall around in the Naguru land. Ntinda and Naguru. They are together. Yeah. If you pass there now, you'll be able to see that.
So Naguru is now safe? Yeah. The encroachers on Natete?
Natete, we have some squatters that we want to deal with legally, evict.
Mukono.
Mukono is, we open the boundaries, and there is an investigation that's ongoing to establish how those people came to be on our land.
Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Accounting Officer or the IGP, how are you working with KCC around Natete? You see, Natete, if I'm well informed, is an area, is the police where you have the camera system established, but the potholes there, the dust around there, cannot maintain your gadgets. However good the place is, we would know whether you are working hand in hand with the KCCA. It has the heaviest jam. I can tell you I'm no longer passing there. But the potholes are terrible. And when you talk about cameras and the dust, they don't work together. They don't meet each other. And it would be within your powers, because that's your headquarters for CCTV cameras. Dust is too much. You could also be saving us who come from Masaka to continue using the same road. Mr. Accounting Officer, since you have meetings for permanent secretaries, what are you doing with your people?
Madam Chair, I was waiting for information about the land in Nabingola, where the police is situated. An update from the IGP or the accounting officer.
Nabingola is in Mubende.
Nabingola, however much they spelled it like this. In Mubende district.
There is an owner there called the Chizito, and we have engaged the chief government valuer to assess the land so that we give adequate compensation to the owner, and we own the land.
Counting officer, are you sure that is the right information that you have about that land? Because last got information when the owner was not in agreement with the police to have it there, and they were planning to shift it from there. So you need to get an updated response, I think, in order to ensure that security and order is kept in that place, because that is a town council.
Whatever, that is information that I'm just getting now. The information we had is that there was issue of compensation, and we could not agree on what is payable until the government valuer gives us a basis for us to negotiate with the owner. But we do not take land like that, Honorable Chair. If there is a disagreement with the owner, definitely we settle it amicably, and if it requires us to relocate, we move.
Yes, Honorable Samba.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, from what the accounting officer said, I'm sorry, I'm Patrick Insambo Shave. I come from Kasanda. I came in a bit late. I was in court attending the court case for the chair of this committee. But Chair, I have received a message on my phone. There is somebody who is watching this that is going on, who has sent me a message that the land the accounting officer is talking about in Kabalagala is for the Catholic Church, not police. The one I'm talking about, the one of Kabalagala. The message that has come is talking about Kabalagala. And that the title is in Rome. That's why the police cannot claim it. So this is the thing of saying that they are processing the Kabalagala. Madam Chair, that's good information.
Madam Chair, we do receive the information. Yes, Honorable Silas.
I raised the Chair, that's a good information. That's why this meeting is public.
Yeah.
The people get involved in what is going on.
I can help them as a Catholic.
Madam Chair, the raise
So,
the procedure
Honorable
matter.
Song, is it true that that land in Kabalagala belongs to the Catholic Church?
I am yet to find out, but the biggest area of, most of that area there is a Catholic land. And definitely once it goes to Catholic Church, I just jubilate. Because once it's for Catholic Church, I'm a beneficiary.
So, honorable colleagues, I beg.
But it's them to answer, not me.
No, Madam Chair, that block is called Block 15, the one of Zambia for Catholic. That's where police is, but Kabalagala is outside. It's not for Catholic Church. I know, and I've been living there, but don't create
Madam
something.
Chair, they are protecting their gains.
Honorable colleagues, we must be as
Madam Chair, I raised a procedural question, and you did give a clear ruling
on
the issue of the need for us to now go and at least have something.
We are going to go and have something. Cyrus, don't worry, we have reserved, even for our colleagues in police, we have reserved something to eat the other side. And I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that you ably have a budget line for welfare. So we have a budget line and
Chair, I can confirm IGP Chair is not fasting. So if
Chair, allow me to raise a few issues.
A moment, Honorable Bish. I wanted us to have this at least mentioned about the inadequate fire, the fire brigade. We cannot leave this unhandled. This is the 3.5 review of the operations of the Directorate of Fire and Rescue Services. But how many directorates do you have? Because every directorate is limping. What is good in police? The Marine is limping. Fire Brigade is limping. What is good in traffic is complaining. What is good in police? But the auditor mentions here that review of the operations of the Directorate of Fire and Rescue Services. Weak internal controls over inventory management at the regional fire office station. Number 2, inadequate fire equipment, tools, and support. Number 3, inadequate fire hydrants within the areas of jurisdiction. Slow response to the emergency fire incidents. Limited fire station coverage. Staffing gaps at the Directorate of Fire Brigade. Inadequate public awareness on fire prevention. So, honorable colleagues, it would be unfair of us, considering the fire outbreaks as of recent, not to speak about the fate of people whose buildings, you know.
Honorable Chair. So, Madam Chair, maybe IGP can just tell us simply why is not giving focus to the fire department.
That's why he has the microphone.
In terms of the budget and really the priorities.
Thank you, Chair, the Chairperson. And I thank Honorable for that question. Madam Chair, the mandate of firefighting and prevention is the responsibility of local governments. For us, we come in just because our mandate says we protect life and property, because we have realized the gap. And we have been supporting them with our meager budget. But as you know now, we are implementing the program-based budgeting. And the police is under government and security, governance and security. Now, it has complicated our operations because when we go there and ask for funding for firefighting, they say no, go to where local governments fall, because that is their mandate. So I think we need to realign and make sure that local government fully take responsibility of their mandate of providing fire safety services. Because under governance and security, we are getting a very big challenge. They are not giving us funding.
Okay. Yes.
Aaron, since Uganda likes doing things by fire brigading, because in the AFCON that is coming, these are part of the requirements that we need in this place, like in Atibwa Stadium there, Hoima, all this, you can still take advantage of that. Honorable Asuman Basari here is in those sports areas. So, so I think we need to put it when they are now doing in the budgeting to raise it. Yeah, this is the time. But also, apart from that, you can now see how Kampala is if any fire outbreak. But also, like, I want to agree with the IGP, the planning KCCA, because I've seen the cases where the fire brigade comes but cannot access a place because there are no roads. Yeah, leave alone the issue of the traffic jam. So I think it's also local government and the Ministry of Work, the fiscal planning. I think they need to, the planning must step up their part. Thank you.
Honorable colleagues, I beg that we handle the financials. Bish, you had something on mischarge. Let's give ourselves 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Page 3.
10 for the, sorry?
1.2. Okay, the Auditor General calls it accumulation of domestic areas, but if it was me, I would say diversion or mischarge. But let's go with the Auditor General's wording. Page 3, number 1.2. So here is the issue. The statement of appropriation based on classification of expenditure by nature revealed that the force had an approved budget provision of 21.18 billion for settlement of domestic areas, of which 20.86 was released. However, the statement of outstanding commitments indicates that the ente cleared prior domestic areas of 54.84 billion, which exceeds the available amount by 33 billion. So, number one, where did the 33 billion that was paid for previous years' areas, where did it come from? That should be question number one. Number two, the second question would be, who approved this mischarge? Because the Auditor General has said it is a mischarge. Maybe the accounting officer can first talk to this before we raise more questions on the same. And it is reflected also in the financial statements.
Honorable Chair, we receive guidelines from the Minister of Finance by way of circulars communicating available expenditure limits and also budget execution. Part of the guidance we get from Minister of Finance by the PSST is that areas should take a first call on the available resources that are released in any quarter. And I have a copy of the circular here. As you may notice, these are payments using funds of the period, but to pay for items which are actually related because of the nature of these items. For example, utilities like water, electricity, you cannot tell a service provider that I am paying you money for this year when you have a bill that has accumulated over the years. So you get money for this current period and you settle what you have already consumed in previous periods. And this has always been the problem of having inadequate budget provisions on these line items, which are unavoidable expenses, because you cannot have people not consuming water, electricity, rent, fuel, and others.
But Chair, see, the Auditor General says the excess amount paid to settle areas was diverted from other planned and funded activities. So we would, as a Parliament, would be interested in knowing where did you get it from, which activities had been planned and funded, and the diversion was made. I think that Yes, which activities were frustrated?
I think the common term is repurposing. The repurpose. So maybe you do tell us where you got. I don't know whether it's accounting, but it's nomenclature. So we'd love to find out what exactly happened, where you drew the authority from, what does the law say in the event that you want to vary the use of the budget. What do you do? I think that was the main, authorization to vary the budget and shift items,
because
leave out, suffocate others.
Mr. Accounting Officer, I said you got a circular from the PSST. Did the circular specify how much you were going to divert and from where? Maybe you can table that evidence to the chair and we see if it makes some sense. But also, be as it may, when we go to the financials themselves, I think all of us have this book. Let's go to page 29. Page 29 of the financial statements, not the responses. Chair, when you look at page 29, note 10, goods and services, there are two interesting figures. The one for professional services, which didn't change from last year. It was 240 million, still it is 240 million. We would want to know what nature of professional services it is. If you have like a running contract, you would want to know it. Then inventories, the figure down here, 2 billion. It was there last year, 2 billion. Even now it is 2 billion. So inventories, what kind of inventories are those? Chair, also on the same page 29, when you look at
we would love to ask them to explain why those figures are flat and they are the same clearly.
They will explain. That's why we are bringing them up. Also, Chair, employee costs increased by 38% from 388 billion to 508 billion. The team should tell us what happened here. Did they recruit more staff? Did they increase salaries? Those explanations actually should be within these notes. I don't know why they never do that comment, because it's very, very important. Chair, when you go to page, this is not paged, but it comprises assets. Okay, it is statement of stores and other assets, physical assets as at the year end. Page 45, 46, let's say 46, because the page is not reflected here. When we look at the statement of assets, the total additions during the year is 200 as per this statement. Have you got it, Herbert? Down here. The total assets added during the year is 291 billion. But when you go to statement of financial position, it is 282. Have you got the figure? Yes. Honorable Dim, have you got the figure I'm talking about? Yes, additions during the year, 291 billion. But when you go to page, all the other pages where there is a financial position, statement of financial position is on page 13. No, page 12. No, page 14, it is there. 14 on cash flows from investing activities. Purchase of property, plant and equipment, 282, it is there. When you go to statement of appropriation, on page 17, no, on page 16, you see property, plant and equipment. It is here, purchase, 282. But when you go to this page we are talking about, we have 291 addition, and the difference is around 9 billion.
So, if you, Honorable, if you look at page 14, on cash flow statement, you have the figure for under cash flows from investing activities. Purchase of PPE, you have 282.
Yes.
The next one is purchase of non-produced assets. Actually, when you add the two figures, they give you 291. And if you compare that total to the other figure on page 46 that you started with, it is exactly the same total.
But then we need to understand, do non-produced assets also PPE?
Honorable.
Yes.
Honorable members, as you look through those figures, have we all got this list of the summary of the financials from, have you been given this? Kindly, Max, the papers are there.
Okay, okay. The final one, Chair.
These are, before you proceed, we have made a summary of the financials. Apart from the NTR that you look through, we have those issues of domestic arrears, failure to provide management comment on classified expenditure, doubtful revenue performance, adjustment to opening balances. I kindly request that you get that. The beauty with figures, figures don't lie.
They don't lie.
Figures don't lie. Yes, former presidential candidate.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, yeah, if you look at what you are saying, on 44 and 45, the write-off, there is nothing. But if you look at statement, which Beach was reading, is it Beach? Page 46.
Fishy, fishy.
There was write-off of land, of 27.5 billion on page 46. There was write-off land adjustment. I think it was land stolen, 27.5 billion. Then there was also non-residential buildings, 40.6 billion. I think all this need to be, what was the write-off? Because if you check, they need to be reconciled. Because if you look at the statement of losses, it's not there, page 44, 45. But when you go there, there was a loss of 27.5 billion. You're writing off. There's 40.6. I'm sure a building may be going to missing, something like that.
Yeah, that's why yes, true, we have put so many questions, but the beauty is all these were summarized. Whatever you're talking about was summarized on this paper by our technical team. I kindly request that you pass it over to the permanent secretary of UPF. Get that paper. You respond where I don't have answers. We'll take your responses.
Yeah.
Figures don't lie. Audited books are already audited. We shall take what is there.
Yeah, Chair, on page 13, on cash and the cash equivalents, note 21. This book they have provided to us has cash certificates from Bank of Uganda. And there are so many balances, including in US dollars, 427,000. There is this one which has 1.4 billion, 1.48. They are all attached to the financials. But on the cash and equivalents on page 13, there is 0. So where did the money go?
Honorable Bish, thank you. Honorable colleagues, have you received the copy? Hope members, all of you have received the copy of these financials. Kindly respond. Good enough. We already have the statement of the financials.
Chair, I have a general observation.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I have a general observation. We have had entities here, and we have gone through these audit reports with them. Many times, we have always been lenient on the pretext that they will improve. But I'm not surprised. When you look in this report, and that's on the last page, what we call the Treasury memorandum or the audit recommendations, they are never implemented. So I don't know whether it should continue like this. You look at the page 51 of the report. The report we have been following.
On audit of the implementation of the Treasury memoranda?
Yes.
No, when you look at those details, for example, TM on report of the committees, there were 11, fully implemented 3, partially implemented 6, not implemented is 2.
Yes. Then got the second one. Because
the second one, the 16, then fully implemented 7. You know, the way you brought it out, it looked as if they had done nothing.
No, but you see, Chair, why I say that it's a general observation. In any case, if we are to go by the Public Accounts Committee requirement and mandate, would even be having a prosecutor here to follow up and do some forensic investigation on some of these auditors' recommendations. But we have already thought that our interacting with the entities is to show them and help them improve. Now, that means there is no reason why an entity should come here and the next time come and show us that what we had actually recommended to be implemented is still not implemented. To me, that means they take our work as not serious.
Honorable colleagues, from the previous reports, the previous report of the Auditor General indicated that Treasury memoranda recommendation was at 30%. This is when they adopted to bringing the details of the extent of implementation of the Treasury memoranda. But still, the details of what they didn't implement, when you look at this that is here, there are those recommendations that have a financial implication. Yes, you might want them to be implemented, but because of financial constraints, they will not implement. That's why we had wanted the details of what was specifically what was the area, so that you can know why they didn't implement. So the auditor needs to pick it up from there to give us the details.
Madam Chair, do we recommend to implement what is not implementable?
No, you recommend to implement, but somebody, the reason I saw you're asking for details, somebody could be, say, we want, please improve on the marine state of the police. Somebody tells you they did not provide the budget. That is why I'm bringing out the concept of details. Then we see the real reasons as to why they did not implement. Honorable Samba.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. Madam Chair, I associate myself with Honorable Taiwa's issue of implementation of audit queries. But Madam Chair, the auditor's report does not give us the information we require, and we should ask the Auditor General next time, as is reporting on this Treasury memoranda, instead of telling us 2 or 3, they can pick that information, that these are the recommendations that this entity implemented, these are the ones that they implemented partially, and these are the ones that they did not implement. Then we can come to Honorable Taiwa's query to say, are those that critical ones, were they implemented or ignored?
Thank you, honorable colleagues. We have public service, and I beg that we stop at this. However, sir, you need to respond to the queries that we've given to you under the financials. We have given you the list detailing all the areas that have been raised. And we expect to get a response when? Next week, before close of week. By Friday, kindly submit. Honorable colleagues, I want to thank you for your time. Uganda Police, thank you for coming today. It's been quite a long time, but very deserving. Honorable colleagues, this side, we still, sorry?
When do we go to Marine? And IGP have an appointment at Chibuli now. I need you to help me with your lead car so that I give there any time.
Honorable colleagues,
if you know,
honorable colleagues, I beg that what is, Honorable Sman, we have public service, please, and we have to take lunch. We've not taken lunch. Honorable colleagues, we conclude with Uganda Police to only remind you that we expect you to be non-partisan. Non-partisan, professional, and you must know that the civilians are your bosses. To some extent, you have behaved as our bosses. We are your bosses with the civilians.
There is also information. There is also information that the police officers who were attached to candidate Robert Kyagulanyi were arrested by these people for the simple reason that they were complaining of non-payment.
Is that true?
Yes.
IGP, is that true that the
IGP
police officers who were attached
IGP should
to...
look in the camera. They were arrested just for saying we've not yet been paid.
Is that
and then
true?
you arrest a person.
IGP, is that true that
Yes.
you arrested the
Chair,
police
I'm
officers
not
who were
aware.
attached to Honorable Kyagulanyi?
I'm not aware of
How I
that,
wish you addressed that a little earlier. He would have responded if
but
you
I
had...
would have cross-checked.
It's public information.
No, but
Chair. It's in the public domain.
Honorable
Chair.
colleagues, this is something very important. If you are not aware, how many minutes do you need to consult whoever is responsible? Kindly consult. Those are your staff.
Chair.
Yes? But
Chair,
you are
that's
not-
information in the public domain, and I'm not so sure that the chief can be here without knowing that. Only that, for me, what I heard is that they were asking them where Kyagulanyi is, and they could not provide the information, and for them, they think they know. So they had to arrest them.
No, but this is something very simple, Chief. Were they arrested or not?
I told you I'm not aware. Also from the honorable members, you see they're giving different versions. This one is
Perspectives.
about payment. The other one is about...
Me, I am straight.
Yeah,
I
so
there
I need
is only
to...
one version.
We shall need to cross-check and I find out. Otherwise, I'm not aware as of now.
If you give me a Didika, no problem.
But IGP, it would be in your interest, because one would get who is in charge of your human resource. Can such officers have such a challenge and you are not aware? Your own officers?
Madam Chair, I told you we have 187 districts and divisions. We have 32 regional police regions. Now, issues of discipline is incumbent upon them. So when they arrest staff for maybe indiscipline on other matters, it's not that we should get to know immediately, no.
Okay.
Because because when you scan the country now, people who have been arrested, there are very many. So I need to know which unit arrested.
IGP, don't smallerize the issue.
I'm not smallerize.
Don't smallerize the issue.
And that's where we are getting, because
issue of bodyguards of a presidential candidate is not a small issue.
If they could
Don't smallerize it.
IGP, we are talking about bodyguards of a former presidential candidate. Presidential candidate Nandala Mafabi, Honorable. Honorable Nandala Mafabi, the chair wants to speak to you. Please. Honorable Nandala Mafabi also received the bodyguards. Were yours returned? Did they return, or you still have them?
They were returned immediately.
They were returned immediately.
So I am alone.
So, and he's aware that they were returned. So we need to know who deployed these bodyguards to presidential candidates so that we can get a direct answer. Who deployed, and if we want to know where these ones are, who do we go to?
Well, we shall establish, but Madam Chair, as you know, elections are not yet over. we are preparing for local LC1 elections and the lower local governments. So we are yet on stand down.
Why did you withdraw the bodyguards for the presidential candidate Nandala Mafabi when the elections are still on? Why? Honorable Nandala Mafabi, are you the one who surrendered the bodyguards, or they were picked from you?
No, as soon as the results were declared, I think before even the results, the guys were attacking. That's why Basil replaced them immediately and the Choma.
IGP, the beauty with this committee, so the big shots are here. At least we have somebody here to be a witness to most of these occurrences. But IGP, this is a very important matter. You know, a bodyguard to presidential candidate, my dear. Honorable Nandala Mafabi, you see there, the time if things had worked well, he would have been your boss. He would have been saluting. So if we are asking for a bodyguard of the person who was supposed to be your president, the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, and you claim not to know anything like in an update of whether these were arrested, it's not being fair. Do you have a human resource person here, the person who is in charge of human resource? Yeah, if the person is here in charge of it, because a presidential candidate is not like the other people you deploy in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Hmm?
And the
For us in Zimbabwe, you were afforded to beat us, everything was done, and you didn't respond. But for the presidential candidate, at least respond.
Okay, the people who are responsible were under counterterrorism. Maybe the director can.
Director counterterrorism, tell us.
And why is Chituma Rusoke quiet?
Chituma Rusoke has not said anything, and by the
He likes talking and telling lies. They have arrested the people. He said, we don't have them. We go there. Why is he quiet? Chair. Madam Chair. Then he likes to talk after he has gone to why is he quiet here?
Madam Chair.
A moment, Honorable Song, let him respond. The person who is in charge. Counterterrorism, please respond. A moment, let him first respond.
Chair, I thought you had said that we have no time, we need to have public
Honorable
service.
colleagues, let him respond to this one and we close.
In this, when we had issues of accountability that are pending on this box. Chair.
No, this is accountability, Honorable. This is accountability. With due respect, it's accountability.
The next one, because the other
Counter, a moment, let Counter respond.
Yeah, let's wait. Let's go to
Counter, please respond.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yeah, it's true. The bodyguards were attached to mine, but issues of discipline in units are handled by the individual departments. They are charged, then they can be.
Which department is that then?
That is the IPP, which is under me. I'm also going to consult and find
So
out.
if the IPP is not under you, now you are not aware of the whereabouts of those officers?
I'm going to find out, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, that's why I wanted you
Madam
to
Chair,
talk.
protect the officer when he's
We shall give
responding.
the feedback.
Madam Chair, some clarification, a small one. Madam Chair, allow. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, my clarification is simple. And I wanted to hear from Honorable Nandala Mafabi whether he has any information that his bodyguards were paid. And I want to hear from him, why does he, the gentleman who was responding, why does he call this one a case of indiscipline when people are asking for their pay?
Supplement that.
Honorable Saungu.
You see, Madam Chair, and
let-
Mr. IGP, let us be serious on this matter, because the type of people we are talking about, they have oath of allegiance, and it's very precedent in the running of their work, but they also have their rights constitutionally. If there is a complaint from them that they are demanding for their payments, the way even others were demanding, those who commanded voting, presiding officers, there must be a way you as the administrators come out to rescue them from their demand. Don't think it was easy to have those policemen moving with us throughout the whole country as we are campaigning with the tear gas, also fighting with you because we are looking for power at that time. So any issue dealing with the police officers and there's oath of allegiance, but they are asking for their right, I would pray, whether you talk about VVIP or what, you should take precedent, Mr. IGP, to normalize that challenge. Because the issue with them,
Commandant,
they want their money.
Honorable
And they
Saungu.
fear.
Now let him respond. Sir, what is the update?
Honorable Chair, the payment for that activity comes from Electoral Commission, and even the withdrawal of the teams, it is the Electoral Commission who withdraw them. I beg that I take it up and find out the facts.
No, this is very simple.
Okay.
We have not discharged you as police. For today, it is a partial discharge. Yeah, you are going to go back. It is a police bond. I'm also, in my own capacity today, I'm giving the IGP a police bond. We need to have a response on that matter, IGP. Kindly follow up. Tomorrow, as we begin the entity, send us somebody to give us a report on that one. Who are we beginning with tomorrow? Consolidated accounts. The finance is going to be here. In the morning, before we begin with finance at 10, send us somebody to give us a report on the officers that were the bodyguards. The spokesperson must speak when the IGP, the spokesperson comes in when the IGP gives permission. IGP, have you given permission to your spokesperson to say anything? You are going to send the person tomorrow to give us an update on the officers that we are talking about. We want to thank you. Honorable colleagues, we want to thank you so much. The team this side, we want to thank you so much. We are humble servants this side, but I just want to remind you, you are non-partisan. Very professional, a disciplined force, a Uganda people's force. Uganda, not a personal force to somebody. Meeting is adjourned. Honorable Nandala Mafabi, former presidential candidate, please escort the IGP. No, let them share. No, they are going to share experiences. The presidential candidate. No, they are going to share experiences on how we would have taken over the force.